Today we're going to be ranking the best fishing baits to catch all fish. Now we've got 4 different categories that we're going to be rating these baits by. The first one, versatility. How many kinds of fish can it catch? Bottom fish, predator fish, both. Category 2 is durability. How well does it stay on the hook? How hard is it for little fish to peck off the baits? Category 3, ease of use. How easy is it to use this bait? Is it messy? Does it have a shelf life? Can you freeze it, or can you only use it live? And the last category is number 4, availability. How easy is it to find? Can you find it in your local Walmart, your local tackle shop, or do you have to go out and forage for it? And if you do have to go out and forage for it, how hard is it to find that bait? So we have all the best baits right there in my cart, but some of them work really well, but are really hard to use. Others are really easy to use, but don't work as well. So today we're going to be ranking in a tier list of the best fishing baits to catch all fish. Let's do this. So today I'm at the beach. I've got 3 rods all set up. These are all 3 of our Hey Skipper travel rods, and each of them have a high-low rig on them with a little float on them. Now this big rod that I have, this is our 11-foot rod. I've got a bigger hook on here. This is going to be used with our fish finder rig. So I've got different rods for different purposes. Now we have to choose what bait to use on which rod and where to cast them. This is one of the most important steps of actually fishing, is choosing your baits. So let's go down the list of all these different baits. Today we're going over the best surf fishing baits that I could think of, and these are all baits that I use a lot. Starting with shrimp, mullet, ghost shrimps, clams, sand fleas, crabs, and salted shrimp. Let's start with shrimps. The first category is versatility. How easy is it to catch predator fish, bottom fish? How versatile is it for the different fish that we're fishing for? Now for shrimp, everything eats shrimp. Essentially everything eats shrimp. Trout, flounder, red drum, black drum, whiting, bluefish, ladyfish, what else? Snook, striped bass, perch, literally everything eats this. So in terms of versatility, I give it an S, meaning superb. So the versatility of this is amazing. I can catch literally any fish using the shrimp. Category 2, durability. Now this shrimp it's kind of soft. Shrimps aren't very hard and firm. Not only is it soft, but when it's on the hook, if I don't tie it down with my thread, it'll fly off my hook. Another point to mention about the shrimp is when it is out there, little fish, little tiny bait stealing fish will peck it to death, leaving you with nothing left on the hook. So I'm giving this a C. Category 2, durability, C. Category 3, the ease of use. How easy is it to use a shrimp? Is it messy? This is how I use the shrimp. I pull the head off, some of the guts come out, then I peel the shrimp, then I take my hook, I go through once, and then twice, then I pinch it off. Now I have my bait thread here. I call it Invisi-thread because it's virtually invisible when you wrap this, but it's pretty crucial to keep your bait on the hook. So then I'm gonna wrap it up like this. Now this bait elastic is stretchy, so you pull it taut and then snap it off. It's a little bit more involved than just putting it on the hook. You have to peel it, you have to wrap it in thread. So in that case, I'm giving it a B. Now this leads me to my last category, number 4, which is availability. You can find shrimp anywhere. You can go to Walmart, you can go to any tackle shop. Frozen shrimp is widely available. I'd call it S tier. So now I'm gonna bait up my other hook here. And there we have it. Bait number 1, shrimp. Now half the battle is not only putting it on the hook, but getting it out to your target zone without your bait flying off. I think shrimp stays on pretty well with this elastic thread. And it all stayed on. My rating for shrimp, S tier. I give it an S tier because it's so widely available. You can find it anywhere. It's so easy to use, and every fish likes to eat it. So in my book, shrimp is my number 1. So now that I've casted it, just gonna keep my eyes on it, and let's move on to the next bait. The next bait that we want to talk about, the classic sand flea, aka mole crab. People call them different things depending on where you're from. I call them sand fleas. I know that's not technically what it actually is, but a lot of people around here, we call them sand fleas. And now these are little crustaceans that dig inside the sand, and you find them by scooping them up when you see a little patch of moving sand. You might have seen it when you went to the beach last. Now the thing with them is you can't find them. Ooh. Okay, let's just continue this. Sand fleas, category 1, versatility. Can it catch all different kinds of fish? In my experience and from my research, with sand fleas, I primarily target things that eat crustaceans, and not everything eats crustaceans. I can't catch, say, let's call trout or flounder on it, but I can catch sheep's head, pompano, whiting, black drum, stuff like that. But it doesn't catch everything. And in fact, sometimes I come out with sand fleas and I get skunked with them. I have to resort back to my shrimp. So although sand fleas work really well for certain species, I wouldn't say it's the best bait to catch all fish. I'd give it a C rating. Category number 2, durability. Now, since it has a hard shell, it's pretty easy to get on the hook. It doesn't break off the hook when I cast it usually. I don't need the thread. I think it's pretty durable. My only downside with using these sand fleas is a lot of times I'll cast it and something will eat all the eggs out, take all the legs out, and just leave me the shell. So it does get bitten up pretty easily. That's why I'm giving it a B for durability. Category 3, ease of use. Let me show you how easy it is to use sand fleas. Take a look at how the sand flea is structured. It has this long pointy tail right here and a bunch of eggs under it like that. What you want to do is put the tail down to keep the eggs in there. Now, if you notice, these eggs are really attractive. That's what fish are looking for. They're looking for this color because they love to eat those eggs. That's why I have orange sinkers like this and orange floats like this. It's just another little edge that you can do to help you catch more fish. Now, I'll push the tail down and I'll hook it through the tail, go through the barb, and that's ready to go. Same thing for the top hook. There we go. Now we'll give it a cast out there. This one has shrimp. This one has sand fleas. Let's see which one catches fish first. Wait, look at all the fish. Look at all the fish chasing it right here, just right here in the surf. Look, you see a bunch of little fishies? Just attacking it. Now it's so easy to use because you just put it right on the hook. The only downside is that it's hard to keep. You have to keep them alive by having an aerator in the water or put them in the refrigerator with water and an aerator. And because of that, it's not the easiest to keep. But I still give it an A because it's really easy to use. It didn't fly off the hook, and it doesn't usually fly off the hook. Now, this leads me to my 4th category, availability. How easy is it to get sand fleas? The thing is, I can't find sand fleas in every single tackle shop. It's kind of seasonal, especially during the time of the year. It's not easy to find. And then when you actually find them, you have to gather them and put them away, then go to your spot. So it's actually kind of hard to find them. I give it a C rating. Not that easy to get, but still possible. My final rating is a C+, because although it works really well sometimes, it doesn't work really well all the time. Not like shrimp. Shrimp works all the time for every fish. This limits you to certain kinds of fish. But if you're targeting certain kinds of fish, like sheep's head, pompano, it works pretty well. But pompano also love to eat shrimp. They also love to eat crab. They also love to eat clam. So it's hard to say. I give it a B- because it doesn't catch everything. Holy shit, dude. Oh, I'm on. Yeah, that was quick. Oh, darn it. It came off. The fish came off. But you can see the shrimp stayed on pretty well. Ah, good stuff. Gotta keep it ice cold. I actually froze my ice pack in there and then just put some water on top of it so it'll keep it cold. Ooh, I got a bite. Whoa! Oh, it got off. No, it's on. Wait, I don't know. Oh, it's on. It was just running towards me really fast. Ooh, it's a good one. You know, I'm kind of hoping it's a ladyfish because I want to make some fish balls. I'm gonna make some curry fish balls if it's a ladyfish. And if it's a bluefish, ceviche. Oh, it's a lady. Yeah, yummy ladyfish. And that was on shrimp. During this time of the year, ladyfish get really big at the beach. The thing with the ladyfish is they've got a lot of bones. The only way I really like to make ladyfish is to scrape off all the meat in there and turn it into like a fish paste, turn it into a ball, deep fry the ball, mix it with curry. Ooh, it is so good. Okay, so that was the shrimp. Let's move on to the next bait, mullet. Now, I usually catch my mullet so they're alive and kicking, but frozen mullet work well too. And these are usually pretty fresh, so I don't mind using some store-bought mullet. You can usually find this at the tackle shop, especially when the mullet run is going through. There's different kinds of mullet. This is a finger mullet. There's bigger mullets that we call horse mullets. These are huge that you cut into like fillets or you put the whole head on there. It all depends on the kind of mullet you're using, but we're using finger mullet. Now with finger mullet, you can put the whole thing on the hook and catch a lot of different kinds of fish. This is great for predator fish and bottom fish as well. Okay, so category 1, how versatile is it to catch all the different kinds of fish? Let's think, what eats mullet? I know speckled trout eat mullet, flounder, red drum, ladyfish, bluefish, sharks. What else eat mullet? Snook, redfish, yeah. So these mullet migrate through and tons of fish follow it. When the mullet run is here, that means there's a ton of mullet jumping around everywhere. That means fish are behind it ready to eat them. But now it doesn't catch fish like pompano, black drum, other smaller species that don't feed on the mullet. So it's not the best bait to catch all fish, but it's a great bait to catch lots of different predator fish. I give it a B rating. Is durability. Mullets are pretty tough. They're not gonna break off or they're not gonna come off your hook when you cast it. Little fish, it's hard for them to peck it apart. I mean, maybe a crab can bite it in half, but it's hard for little fish to peck it apart and leave you nothing on the hook. So in terms of durability, I give it an A. Now category 3, how easy is it to use it? I'll show you how easy it is to use it. I typically use mullet on either a fish finder rig or a high-low rig. Now this is our sure catch rig. It comes with a fish finder rig right here. You see this swivel? Now we're gonna attach a Sputnik sinker like that. And with the mullet, it's as easy as putting it on right through the lips, through the head like that. That works really well. But what I also like to do is trim it up, cut the tails off, cut the fins off. This way it doesn't just spin around in the surf in the waves. Another thing you can do, cut it in half. That releases more scent and allows for smaller predator fish to eat it easier. So it's not terribly messy. You can freeze it. So ease of use, A. And I'll give it an A just because it's so easy to use. You just put it on, cut it, get it out there. Stayed on the hook just fine. And now category 4, how available is it? Mullet are a little bit more seasonal, and I don't see them in the tackle shop all the time. If you don't see them in the tackle shop, you have to go out and catch it. And since they're seasonal, you have to know how to throw a cast net. That's not exactly easy for a beginner. So availability, I give it a C. So all in all, the mullet, in my opinion, I think it gets a B, maybe a B+, because it works so well for these predator fish. It's durable and is really easy to use. The only thing keeping it away from an A is that it's not always easy to find or catch. And it doesn't catch everything that swims in the water. But sometimes that's not what you're looking to catch. Sometimes you're just looking to catch a big predator fish. This is your bait to use. There we go. Look at those weird looking things. The next bait, some people have never seen it before, but it is a really good bait. It's called a ghost shrimp. Category 1, ghost shrimp are very versatile. I can catch all sorts of fish. Ghost shrimp are very versatile. I've caught flounder, trout, red drum, black drum, pompano, whiting, ladyfish, bluefish, everything under the sun. Maybe not a big snook, but it catches almost everything I cast out there. So in terms of versatility, I give it S. It catches almost everything out there. Category 2, how durable is it? That's the downside. They're really not durable. They're so soft and they're really hard to keep alive, to keep around, and to put it on the hook is pretty challenging. You actually require Invisithread. You can't feel it, but it's really soft. It's like a really soft shell crab. put it through the hook, and then you have to wrap it a lot, or else it'll come off the hook. In fact, you cannot use this bait without elastic. You need to have elastic to keep it on the hook. So for durability, I rate it an E, the worst durability possible. It'll fly right off the hook if you don't have the Invisi-thread, and if you have the Invisi-thread on it, it's really easy for the fish to pick it off too. Since it's so fragile and delicate, I'm sure the fish love to eat it. It's very versatile, but the downside is it's just not very durable. So, E. Now, ease of use, I think is actually pretty hard to use. You have to, first of all, put it on the hook, and that's hard on its own because it's so soft. Then you have to wrap it with the thread, and it's messy. Your fingers get all slimy and kind of gross. So in terms of ease of use, I'll give it a D. It's pretty challenging to actually keep it on the hook. How available is it? So I'm gonna be honest with you, it is not available. It's very hard to find, and it's also not available in tackle shops. I've never seen anyone sell it before, and to actually find it, I only know 1 or 2 spots. Whoa. But it gets bites right away, that's the thing. Instantly got a bite before I even could put it back down in my rod holder. Meanwhile, the sand fleas are still sitting there. This feels like something different. Oh, yeah! Whiting, really tasty fish. These fish are really delicious. Flaky white meat, easy to fillet, and there's plenty of them. These are easy to catch. And expect to catch all sorts of fish using the ghost shrimps. So now, since it's so hard to find, and to actually find it yourself is really difficult, and you need a special pump to do it. Nothing. The trick with this is there's a lot of holes. You just have to keep knocking on all the doors. Keep knocking on all the doors and see who's home. Sometimes they're home, sometimes they're not. Oh, look, that. I'm giving it an E. So all in all, it's a really versatile bait. It works really well, S-class. But since it's not durable, since it's not easy to find and not easy to use, I'm gonna have to give it a D. Let's give it a D plus because of the S-class. It works so well. If you can actually get it and get it on your hook, you're in a good position. But still, all those other negative perks bring it to a D plus. It's unfortunate because I love to use the bait, but I realize if I'm trying to pitch it to a beginner, it's not exactly easy for them to use. And look at that, still nothing on the sand flea. The next bait, clams. These are big surf clams. When I buy them, they're like about this big, and it comes with 2 big ones for about $4, which is kind of expensive in my opinion because half of it gets cut off. But clams work pretty well for all sorts of different kinds of fish. Drum love them. Striped bass have been known to be caught on clams, especially early in the season. Perch, whiting, pompano, black drum, maybe red drum. I don't think trout will hit it. It's an okay bait. It'll catch certain fish, but in my opinion, it doesn't catch every fish. So I give it a B. You have to... Oh, falling. No! So category 2, durability. Clam is pretty tough. It's not the toughest, but it won't fly off the hook if I were to cast it out. So I'll give it a B in terms of durability. Now, ease of use, it's kind of a pain to have to take it out of the bag, defrost it, cut the guts, trim it up. They're just kind of messy, a little bit stinky. Takes a little bit of prep. So 1 clam gets you about 10 pieces of bait here. Kind of hard to use. I'm gonna have to say C. It's not the easiest. When you put it on the hook, you don't need the threading as long as you hook it through enough. So I'm hooking it through 3 times. And that should be good like that. And now category 4 for clams, availability. You can pretty much find clams in Walmart, any tackle shop, really easily available, pretty common. I give it an A. So all in all, I give a clam solid B. It's not something I would take to the beach every single time. I more take it to the beach if I'm looking for pompano, but you can catch all sorts of fish using it. Yeah, I'm gonna change out the sand flea to a different bait now. It just got no bites at all this whole time. And maybe some small fish just ate all the stuff off of it, but I had to check. See, it ate all the eggs from the inside and left me just the shell. And this one on the bottom is just gone itself. I think it's worth changing it out.
Yeah.
Live crab. Now, people might be wondering, how the heck do you use a crab? The shell is so hard. Where are you supposed to hook it? There's a couple of ways you can do this. First off, if you're going for really big fish, big bull reds, big tarpon, you can just hook it right in the corner right here, let it drift, put it on a bottom rig, but that's really challenging to use. That's not something I would recommend for beginners. You're gonna be doing a lot of wading around with possibly no bites at all. In order to up your chances to catch more fish, you have to cut it. So now in terms of versatility, crabs, in my opinion, catch bigger fish, but less of it. And it's really versatile in that you can weed out all the small fish. But in terms of catching a lot of different kinds of fish, it works best for things that eat crustaceans, drum, pompano, and sheep's head. I wouldn't really use it for anything else other than that. So in terms of versatility, I'll make it a C. Durability, really durable. It stays on your hook really well. Getting a bite on that rod. Oh, I stuck them. Yeah. And this is on clams. I love beach fishing because you just don't know what you're gonna catch out here. You cast out your baits and you hope for something big. I hope it's a pompano. Oh, wah wah. It's a catfish. That's the thing with all these baits too. Catfish eat them all. And if you're targeting catfish, good for you. But I'm not targeting catfish. So it is really durable. It stays on the hook when you cast it. But the part that is not so durable about a crab is once you cast it out there, lots of fish just peck out all the meat and just leave just the shell. And nothing wants to eat just the shell. So in terms of durability, it's durable in the cast, but it's not durable for little pecking fish. So I give it a C. Ease of use, category 3. Let's stick it through the heart. Stuck it through the heart, it's instantly dead. I'm gonna peel this back. I'm gonna take the shell off. Cut off all these legs. Then we're gonna cut the crab in half. Now, if you were going for a big old fish, you can put this whole thing on a big hook, right through this knuckle, outside here. And you can catch a really big red drum, but that's not what we're doing today. If you take a look at the structure of the crab, there's a lot of different sections based off of each foot. So I'm gonna cut from here through on each foot, and that's one bait each. So take a look. That's one bait right there. So 5 pieces of bait using half a crab, so 10 for the whole crab.
So how easy was that?
Not easy. That was not exactly easy to do, and it's messy. You don't want the crab to pinch you. You have to kill the crab, you have to open the shell, you have to cut the legs off, you have to cut it into sections. Kind of difficult. I give it a D. Pretty challenging. You see that little hole where the leg was? These are called crab knuckles. And you just put it through like that. But you can see how all this meat is exposed. Little fish will just peck it all off in 2 seconds. That's why I don't think it's so durable. So we're gonna do crab on the bottom and shrimp on the top here. And this brings me to my last category. How available is it for crabs? First of all, you need to have them live. That's the main thing. They need to be alive. When crabs die, they start to release a toxin. And this toxin starts to decompose the meat and make it mushy. The fish don't like that, so you have to find them live. And finding live crabs at a tackle shop, I wouldn't bank on it. That's very seasonal, and that's once in a while they'll have it. That means you have to go and catch the crabs. Crabs are tricky to catch. They're not easy to catch. I give this a D rating. So overall, I give crab a C-. It works for big fish. I like that about it. It's somewhat durable, but it's so hard to find, and it's so hard to keep alive and keep in your fridge that I give it that rating. Now the final bait I want to talk about is our very own shrimpy bits. Shrimpy bits are essentially just salted fresh shrimp. Category 1, how versatile is the shrimpy bits? Just like shrimp, it catches all sorts of fish. I've caught every fish under the sun using salted baits, but in terms of the downside of using the shrimpy bits, I would say some of the bigger fish are smarter than the smaller fish. I mostly catch more mid to small size fish using these shrimpy bits, but I catch lots of fish. You can bring this bait anywhere and practically catch whatever. You'll always be catching something, either small or medium, sometimes even a large fish. So in terms of versatility, I give it a B. It's not as versatile as, let's call, shrimp or ghost shrimp, because these two fit, especially fresh shrimp, is the best you can get. Category 2, how durable is it? since they're salted, they're really tough. But once you put it back into the water, it starts to get back its old characteristics. So it starts to take water back in and reconstitute itself. It's a very durable bait. You don't need to put the elastic around it for it to stay on the hook. It's hard for little fish to peck it off. So in terms of durability, I give it an S. Very durable. Ease of use. How easy is it to use the salted baits? Really easy. You can just rip it, put it on the hook, just like that, and you're ready to go. And now, since you don't even need to put it in the refrigerator or freezer, it's super easy to use. I give it S. Super easy. And now finally, the category 4 is how available is it? Well, you can certainly make it yourself. So you can just buy frozen shrimp and mix it with a different mixture of salt and different stuff to keep it preserved. It's kind of like, you know how you make jerky or how you make salt brined things, but you have to have the formula correct and you have to know what you're doing. In terms of buying it in stores, I haven't seen it anywhere, so it's not that easy to find, except for my website, heyskipperfishing.com. I sell tons of different salted baits. I've got clams, shrimp, squid, 2 kinds of squid, so it's not that available. I give it a C. It's not easy to find. You can only order it on our website, or you can make it yourself, and that's not very easy. So I give it a C. So that brings our total categories added up together. I give the salted shrimp, I give it an A. I developed this bait and I sell this bait because I wanted to take on an old tradition that I've noticed back before we had refrigeration. Fishermen had to salt their things. People had to salt their things to eat them. And without refrigeration, you can't keep fresh baits all the time. This is great for if you're trying to travel or you just want to go on the fly and just bring the bait. And the best part is it's 100% real. It's not just some formula that it's some kind of paste on, you know, it's a real bait. I developed this to solve a lot of these problems for you guys. I think it got off. Yeah.
Going slack. Oh! There's something on.
Bluefish?
Yeah.
Nice. What did you catch it on? Oh,
I love bluefish. That was fun. On that shrimp.
Here's our final rankings for the best baits to catch all fish. All ready? Okay. Here it is. Whoa. That was with the shrimpy bits. We're on, guys, we're on. Right away. Oh, it's kicking its head. It's definitely on here. Moving all the way to the left. Please be a pompano. Whoa, it's a big ladyfish. It's a really big one. Whoa. Yeah. It took both shrimpy bits off. That's an S-class durability that this fish just took right off. I like that. Yeah. Look at that. This is gonna make like 10 fish balls, I'm telling you. These are really fun to catch because when you hook them, they start jumping all over the place. They start darting all over the place, and they're called the poor man's tarpon because they're easy to catch. There's plenty of them, but they put up a little bit of a fight. So this is the final tier rating right here. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know also if you want me to add any baits to this. Am I missing something? I've got a ton of baits now. I'm ready to use them. I think you can guess which one I'm gonna use. Aaron, what do you think? Shrimp. Shrimp. Let's do it.
Yes.
Awesome.
No.
I was too quick with it. I should have walked back. And it took my hook.
No.
So this is another way to use the crab. I quartered it, and I'm gonna take this bigger hook right here. There. So now anything big that picks this up, it's gonna be big. I'm gonna get it way out there. So with this big bait, I'm casting with a big rod. This is our prototype 11-foot rod here. Now with this rod, it's much thicker, meaning it can cast much further. Now the cool part about these rods is it's 5 pieces. So when it disassembles, it's only this big. That's amazing because I can travel anywhere in the world and catch big fish at the same time. That's our specialty. We want to make travel rods so that people who are not even from near the beach can bring their rods on vacation with them without having to have a lot of trouble with TSA, have to bring a big tube, have to store a massive rod in their garage. This is the one you're looking for. Oh yeah, that sucker's on there. Could be a pompano. Please be a pompano. Oh, it's a shark. It's a bonnet head. I think that's what took my big crab earlier. Is it a hammerhead? No, it's a bonnet head.
Wait, that's a hammer.
No way. What? I just caught a hammerhead on the shrimp?
I'm pretty sure that's a hammer.
That is a hammer. Whoa. Holy crap. Look at the eyes. Now I want to be careful and just let this go right away and then I'll talk about it. Wow. Holy crap. I did not expect to catch a hammerhead on that. But like I said, shrimp catches everything. That's why I put it in the S tier. It's also really nice on this lighter action rod here. It's a big bluefish. Big blue, big blue. That's a hut hike. Not a bad fish right here, guys. Kind of skinny though. Look how skinny he is. But it's a good one. We're gonna turn it into sushi. Holy shit!
Wow, that's too small.
Oh!
There we go. Don't call me the whiting queen for nothing.
Hey, well, I think this might be a fish on this one.
Whoa.
Fishing is hot today. Whiting. Well, that was a really fun day of fishing. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys find this information useful. So if you're going on vacation, remember, my favorite bait, I think, is going to be fresh shrimp. See you guys next week.